Neil Higgs from TNS, a very warm welcome to you. We're going to be discussing the 2013-2014 State of the Marketing Survey. First of all, what did you set out to achieve? Let's get that out the way before we talk about the methodology.
Yes. There are a number of operations that run what keeps you awake at night for CEOs, marketing people around the world, run by very reputable companies. And there was a lack of such a survey here. So the idea was to find out what is keeping marketing people awake and what they're doing about it here in South Africa.
And the methodology itself, who did you talk to and what sort of questions were you asking?
We went to a database of just under 3,000 marketers and advertisers and advertising people. We sent them a link.
Across the range, so these would be junior, senior, anybody who's been involved in this universe of marketing.
That was the nice thing, in fact, was the incredible range from junior to senior, male and female across all the provinces and many different sectors of the economy. It was a very broad-based list. We got just under 500 responses back, which was pretty good for a web-based survey. And again, those responses also reflected quite a wide range of demographics. We had almost equal split of male-female. A lot of people, most people from Gauteng, 80% from Gauteng, and 3/4, unfortunately, still white, but still across all those different sectors as well.
So what keeps marketers awake at night then?
Well, there were four...
They're not sleeping soundly, are they?
No, they're not, no. There were four key things, I think, that emerged. First, their fundamental biggest issue was profit growth, and linked to that was share and equity growth. Following close on after that, we had...
Before you move on, there's greater emphasis these days on marketers to deliver in that respect. There was a time when it was simply about vague brand building. These days, in terms of that discipline, there's a great deal more adherence to deliverables, isn't there?
Yes, there is. What we found came through in many of the questions of the survey was that maintaining or increasing or just stopping a decline in market share or equity was strongly linked with the whole profit comment as well. So the two are now seen to be inextricably linked.
All right, so profit's the one issue. What else?
Then, funnily enough, what keeps people awake is acquiring new customers. And I guess the reason it keeps them awake is because that's also perceived to be an area they're not that very good at. And we all know that's one of the more difficult aspects of marketing. It's easier to extract more money from an existing customer than to acquire a completely new customer, because people are habitual animals. Then the next two are quite intertwined memes, quite frankly. The first was a very common theme that emerged in many of the questions, all about engaging with customers, improving their customer experience, and learning to have a conversation with them rather than simply talking at them.
Let's talk a little bit about that. In a previous vodcast, we spoke to a Mike Ronsky from a company called Fuseware. He was talking about the importance of authenticity in that conversation. Was that starting to bleed through in the survey that you've just done?
Unquestionably, because the fourth issue was social and digital media. And then, as you asked about competencies and opportunities, then we got things like authenticity coming through. People feel they're competent at producing an authentic brand. They feel they are competent at distribution, and they feel opportunities lie in innovation. So the whole issue of talking with people, having a conversation with them, digital, mobile, and authenticity are all up there in the top themes.
Was there a sense that they were getting that sense of authenticity right when it comes to building brands?
They were quite confident about that, quite frankly. It was one of the highest areas where they felt that their company was best at. We asked a question about what are you best at? And that was one of the two things that popped up as the highest in that question, was innovation, distribution, and then authenticity were all there.
You have to have addressed the paucity of skills issue.
Yes. Skills came through around about number 5, as I remember, as an issue in the marketing area.
Does that surprise you?
No, I think skills has been an issue for quite a while. There has been a constant bewailing of the lack of skills, particularly at a senior level, and the high turnover of junior people, which means they never really sit and consolidate their skills.
Is there a greater adherence to training in this respect?
One of the big areas is felt to be necessary is training, and where the training would pay off the most would be in social and digital media. Again, that kept on coming up throughout the survey, was the importance of understanding social, mobile and digital, getting more training, and there was a feeling that there was lots of money in that area.
All right, very quickly, time is against us. Let's work through a couple of other things. Marketers aren't a congenitally unhappy bunch, I'm assuming. There must be aspects of the job that they enjoy doing. Where are the carrots here?
The carrots are the brands themselves. They do actually love the job. They love thought leadership. They love the teams that they work with. And they also love the culture and the values of the organization they work with. But I think the important thing was it's the work itself and the brands.
And we're sitting at the beginning of marketing year 2014. Out of this survey, is there something that you can extrapolate that marketers need to be facing or need to be focusing on?
Well, I think the quick fixes, which will give immediate results, are innovation, improving distribution, making sure your brand is authentic, and working on social, digital, in terms of having conversations and engaging people at a more human level.
And when's the study going to be done again, Neil?
We'll do it in 2 years' time.
Thank you very much for joining us. Neil Higgs from TNS.